Welcome to another chapter of history, filled with intrigue, espionage, and a tale of betrayal that shook the world. Today, we're diving into the story of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, a married couple whose lives were marked by love, secrets, and ultimately, tragedy. Their espionage activities would make them one of the most infamous pairs in the history of the Cold War, leading to an execution that would spark heated debates for decades. It's the 1940s. The world is still reeling from the aftermath of World War II, and tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union are escalating. The Cold War is in full swing. But as the nations position themselves against each other, a couple in New York City would find themselves caught in a web of espionage that would alter their fates forever. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were not just an ordinary married couple. Their story begins with two seemingly ordinary lives, filled with love, politics, and a sense of idealism that would ultimately lead them down a dark path. Julius was a brilliant electrical engineer, deeply passionate about the potential of technology to change the world. Ethel, his wife, was a devoted mother and a woman who shared her husband's communist ideals. Julius was active in left-wing political movements, and it's during this time that he became involved in espionage, providing the Soviet Union with valuable American secrets, including atomic bomb data. But how did a man like Julius, seemingly just another engineer, become a key figure in a spy ring? The answer lies in his beliefs. Julius's fascination with Soviet communism grew during the 1930s. As a member of the American Communist Party, he became disillusioned with the capitalist system. His loyalty to the Soviet Union, however, would eventually cross a line. Julius used his position at the Army Signal Corps to access sensitive documents. It was through these connections that he began passing along atomic secrets, including detailed information about the development of the atomic bomb, a secret the Soviets were desperate to obtain. As the years passed, Julius brought Ethel into his espionage activities. While there is some debate about how active Ethel was, evidence suggests that she acted as a courier, passing on sensitive information to Soviet agents. The Rosenbergs had 2 children at the time, and their involvement in espionage added a chilling layer to an already complex story. Were they patriots fighting for a cause they believed in? Or were they traitors, selling out their own country for foreign ideals? In 1950, the Rosenbergs' world came crashing down. The FBI had been closing in on a spy ring, and in 1951, Julius was arrested for his role in transmitting atomic secrets. Not long after, Ethel was arrested as well. The evidence against them was circumstantial, but the U.S. government was eager to send a strong message to the world about the dangers of espionage. Their trial was a spectacle. The charges were grave: conspiracy to commit espionage, which, under U.S. law, was punishable by death. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg became the symbols of the fear and paranoia gripping America during the Cold War. The trial itself was a media frenzy, with accusations of disloyalty and betrayal swirling in the courtroom. Julius was painted as the mastermind, while Ethel, who had no direct involvement in the transmission of atomic secrets, was portrayed as the loyal wife who had participated in the scheme. Despite the lack of hard evidence against Ethel, the prosecution argued that she had been complicit, and the judge, Irving Kaufman, made a controversial decision. The Rosenbergs were sentenced to death. On June 19, 1953, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were executed in the electric chair at Sing Sing prison. Their deaths shocked the world and sparked widespread debate. Were they innocent victims of McCarthy-era paranoia? Or were they dangerous traitors who had jeopardized national security? As the years passed, new evidence began to emerge, leaving many to question the fairness of the trial. Some argued that Julius had likely been guilty, but many felt that Ethel had been unjustly condemned. Documents released in the 1990s revealed that Julius had indeed been spying for the Soviets, but there was little evidence to suggest Ethel had been directly involved in espionage activities. Many historians believe her conviction was politically motivated, partly due to the intense fear of communism at the time. The Rosenberg case remains one of the most controversial legal cases in American history. Decades after their deaths, new revelations continued to stir emotions. In the 1990s, the release of decrypted Soviet cables from the Venona project confirmed Julius's role as a Soviet agent. However, it also revealed that Ethel's involvement, if any, was likely far less significant. The children of the Rosenbergs, Michael and Robert, were raised by their maternal aunt after their parents' execution. The case continued to haunt them throughout their lives, as they fought for a re-examination of their parents' trial and conviction. In the end, the story of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg is one of betrayal, love, and tragedy. It raises questions about the price of loyalty, the lengths to which a government will go to protect its secrets, and the cost of political ideologies during one of the most turbulent times in history. Were the Rosenbergs victims of a broken system, or were they guilty of betraying their country for foreign ideals? Perhaps it's a question that history may never answer fully. What we know for sure is that their story will continue to spark debate, intrigue, and reflection for years to come. Thanks for watching. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more gripping tales from history.